Welcome back to our video series. Today we're going to talk about the differences between a deep well hand pump and a shallow well hand pump. The real main difference is that the water level in which one can operate from is different. The other is that one is freeze proof where the other is not. So let's talk about a shallow well hand pump. This actually uses suction to draw the water up versus push the water up. And physics defines the limit that we can lift from for our pump is 25 feet at sea level. And you're going to lose about 1 foot per 900 foot of elevation. So that's something to keep in mind as you start to consider what you want to do. The other thing in regards to freeze is that as that water gets pulled up and inside of the pump head assembly, there's no way for it to come out. If there was, we wouldn't be able to actually create the vacuum required to bring the water up. So when thinking about a shallow well hand pump, think of two potential options of installation. One is either on the wellhead, an environment where freezing isn't an issue, or you can actually install it near your pressure tank in your basement. So you can actually pump inside. And what happens is we just suck the water right up through the submersible line and bring it up. And then you can distribute it however you would like. Whether you want to pump into pressure, you want to pump into a bucket, through a hose, whatever, it all works the same in that regard. But your key factors as you look through this, like I said, are your water level has to be 25 feet or less, and keep in mind the elevation. And then the other thing is the freeze proofing. When looking at a deep well hand pump, obviously you want to consider that freezing issue. If that's a no-go issue for you, then obviously the deep well hand pump is what you want to look for. With the deep well hand pump, we can actually go all the way down to 325 feet. So we can lift water from 325 feet deep. It works a little different, as I discussed with the other one. We're not sucking the water up. Our check valves and our piston is actually down at the bottom, and what it does is it lifts a column of water with every stroke. So it's actually pushing that water up versus sucking the water up. And that's why we have the lift rods and the drop pipe, because those rods need to go all the way down, whether that be 325 feet or 25 feet, in order to actuate that piston. So that's the summary of the differences between the two pumps. Really, your static water level, as well as the temperature that you have in your area, will really dictate which solution you want to go with. The great part about our shallow well hand pump and deep well hand pump is that they use a lot of common parts. That piston that I mentioned that we use to push water up to the surface is actually in the pump head assembly of the suction pump, which means that we get to reuse the different technologies and the parts and the pieces that we have today across both pumps. And that includes your lever arms, so you can have your 24-inch lever arm, your 36-inch lever arm. We have our HD handler and lever arm assemblies that could be used. And most importantly, you can actually use our drive systems. So whether you want to power the pump through solar or just through batteries, the drive systems will connect to the shallow well hand pump just the same as they will the deep well hand pump. So if you want to learn more about each of these individual solutions, you can go ahead and check out our video that we have for the shallow well hand pump, as well as the video we have for the deep well hand pump.